For decades, surfers have stood tall on their boards and sought the unparalleled rush of catching and navigating powerful ocean waves. The majesty, power, and unpredictable nature of waves makes surfing an addictive thrill that many claim is unrivaled by anything else on Earth. But before one can hang 10 and experience the thrill of a lifetime on a surfboard, there's the arduous task of paddling out from the beach to where waves form. Now that's changed. Paddling is now relegated to the dustbin of history with the revolution of the WaveJet personal propulsion system. This innovative product is the brainchild of Mike Rayleigh, WaveJet CEO and an avid surfer who desired a surfboard that would allow him to catch the waves more efficiently than paddling.
About 10 years ago, I was doing some tow and surfing, and it took quite a commitment. You had to have a truck and a hitch and a place to launch it and someone to pull you into the wave. So I decided to take the technology that was in the Wave Runner that we were using and put it in my surfboard.
With that simple goal in mind, Rayleigh created WaveJet, a twin lithium-ion battery-powered motor system with wireless technology that can be installed in surfboards. But concept to product was a long road, one littered with many prototypes.
So over here is my first iteration. You can see it's real rough. Got my wife's Tupperware and a couple sparklet jugs housing the motor. And a lot of my friends thought, you know, this thing's just going to blow bubbles, Mike. It's not going to push a big heavy person around. And even though it did leak and only worked for a couple minutes, during that couple minutes, I felt the thrust and I knew there was a promise there that this really could be something and maybe change surfing forever. On our next edition, we made a hatch on the top that it would glue down, and then we had a screw-off deck hatch so we could get at it for maintenance, for charging, and to turn it off and on. We even had a remote control on this one where I used an off-the-shelf item and just made it work with our system.
The WaveJet is a detachable pod which can fit into any WaveJet-ready surfboard, as well as numerous other watercrafts.
Yeah, the pod did take a life of its own. It's actually fairly organic. We thought at first it was just going to be a bread box, square, and pop into the bottom. Because of the surfboard, you have these thin rails. We wanted to make it so it was domed, so it was only high, that 3 inches high at one point. That way we could taper the rails on whatever watercraft and make it conventional. And we came up with a very unique attachment method. It's much better than I could have ever imagined. We are using positive and negative shapes to hold it in. This clip right here, once I slide it in and fill the void, the clip won't allow it to back out. So then when I want to take the board out, I simply depress the clip and it will allow it to back out. So this is how you do it. Now it's in. And if I want to remove it, I simply depress the clip on the back, and now it's out.
The WaveJet is manufactured with polycarbonate materials. With its arch shape, this power pod is strong and durable enough for even the most wave-obsessed individuals. The WaveJet is a dream come true for surfers, allowing them to conserve their energy and spend more time surfing.
It gives you some propulsion, some forward propulsion. So when you go out to surf, I'll usually paddle through the whitewater, and once I clear the whitewater, I'll turn it on. It'll take me out to the sets, and I'll turn it off, and I'll wait for a set. Now, most surfers will just sit and bob up and down waiting for a set. As soon as I see something on the horizon, I turn it on and engage it, and I go and chase the wave down. I get in the correct position and catch the wave. And I even leave the motors on while I'm on the wave. It'll speed you through sections and make it so you can make every wave and catch every wave. With a traditional board, you may paddle out and hope to catch a wave about once every 10 minutes. With this extra help, you're able to catch a wave just about every 2 or 3 minutes because you don't have to sit in one spot. You're able to work up and down the coastline. It doesn't take a long time to paddle out. You may even catch another wave from the same set. You kick out, and it doesn't take long to get out, so whoom, boom, you're right back on another wave again. So you can literally be exhausted within an hour and a half. What would normally have took you maybe 3 or 4 hours of surfing, you can get done in about an hour and a half.
WaveJet's ingenious twin pump system pulls water in using suction and expels it via twin exhaust nozzles. Just turn it on and hang on tight as your point blasts through water like a mini speedboat.
Right, what makes this work is the formula. Finally, the new technology makes this light enough and powerful enough so that you can ride waves without having the weight affect anything. We're using brushless motors. There's no friction there, so they can last almost forever. What it does is they're actually pumps So we have twin pump systems here, which pull the water in here and expel it out here. A lot of people, including myself, when I first got into this, thought that the water coming out of the back was what was pushing the wave runner. Turns out it's more like a water rope. As the water's pulled in, it's pulling along like this. This is merely the exhaust.
The electric WaveJet uses a patented propulsion system to push the water through the suction tubes and out the exit nozzles.
If you look at the exit nozzles here, they're oblong. We did that for the profile. We wanted to keep this as small as possible so we can keep it and fit it in a regular watercraft. Now, we thought maybe the oblong would take away a little bit of the thrust. If we found out it actually pressurized the water in the nozzle and we increased the thrust.
The WaveJet's battery allows 40 minutes of runtime and has a top speed of 7 to 10 miles per hour. The batteries recharge in 3 hours by plugging it into an ordinary outlet, and then it's right back into the waves. It utilizes C-tooth technology to turn the system on and off with ease.
Our communication device is utilizing brand new technology from Scotland. It's called C-tooth, and much like Bluetooth, it will establish a link with the pod. The difference from Bluetooth to C-tooth is they can penetrate salt water. What it does is it establishes a link, and you're able to turn it off and on once a link is established. Then when you fall off the board and get about 10 or 12 feet away, the link is lost and it turns off on its own, so you don't have to worry about a runaway board.
WaveJet is also designed for use in a range of personal watercraft, including bodyboards, stand-up paddleboards, kayakers, and rescue boards. Not only does it make surfing easier, it can actually save lives. Coast Guards are now on the lookout for the WaveJet. This revolutionary technology gives one a greater control over their sport. As a quiet, safe and green alternative to outboard motors, WaveJet is poised to revolutionize surfing forever.